Thank you so much, Olivia, for coming in and having a chat this evening and taking the
You're
time
so
out of your busy
welcome.
schedule. We
Yeah.
did just mention off recording that you've got the most fabulous earrings in. What actually
Yeah.
are they?
I think just like a little funky face.
I love it. A little funky face.
Ew. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and having a quick chat. We're going to get straight into it, because obviously you're performing at Chichester Free Fringe this year. Where did your theatre journey start, and what sort of led you to where you are today? Big question, but it's
Big
important.
question. So I studied English and drama at uni, and that was kind of my little like loophole to get into it because I hadn't done drama at school, and it was like this secret dream of mine to perform. So that's kind of how I got into it. And then after graduating, I did a year studying acting at Central Drama School, which was amazing and really liberating and sort of solidified that this was definitely what I wanted to do. And so then after that, I was in London and just spent a couple years on the Fringe circuit, writing bits, performing in bits, having a good time, working as a temp receptionist, as all jobbing actors do.
I know
Uh,
it well. I know it
yeah.
well.
And then I moved back to Chichester last year, actually just before all the sort of craziness hit. And yeah, I've been obviously had a lot of time to write in various lockdowns, which has been a bit of a silver lining. So I guess that's sort of how I ended up here.
That's so exciting. It's interesting you mentioned the sort of having a little bit more time to do the writing. I think there was this weird thing as a creative where it was that thing of, oh, well, you don't need to go to your temp jobs now. You can do everything
Yeah,
you've wanted to do. And actually, well, yes, but equally
yeah,
no. So it's this weird kind of juxtaposition. So you use that time really well then to get sort of some writing down.
yeah, I did. I think it was sort of tricky not to put pressure on yourself. Like you say, as a creative, like you spend the whole time being like, oh, if only I had the time, I'd be writing best-selling novels. And then suddenly you've got all this massive amounts of time, and you're like, oh, I better do it now. So no, I think I've stayed fairly motivated, and yeah, I managed to get a couple of fun creative bits and bobs out and written during the various lockdowns.
Which is always a good thing, never a bad thing. So, interesting. You came from an English background, and is that kind of where your I say English background, but you
Yeah.
studied that at university.
Mhm.
Where did that feed into a lot of your writing then? Presumably, that must have helped. Presumably,
I guess so. Like, I think when I talk about my experience of studying English at uni, like I had an amazing time, but I actually focused a lot on like language when I was there, and I ended up doing my dissertation in that side of things. And but I feel like I learned more from that course from my tutors, from just being amazing people and teaching you about the world, than I never really did any sort of creative writing modules or anything like that. That's just kind of been something that I've always enjoyed doing, a little passion
she's a
project.
natural. She's a natural.
Oh, yay!
Well, let's talk about what's happening over the next week or so with Chichester Free Fringe. You are performing Good Girl, which you have
Yeah,
written.
yeah.
How did that start? That must have been was that a really daunting thing, trying to write a play for yourself?
Do you know what? With most things I write, they like evolve from some seed that I can't even remember now, like how it started, where it started. But like in the form that it's in now, I guess I started about this time last year. It was just like a lot of things that I wanted to say. And I'd always struggled to write longer form pieces. But this, I found I had so much to say, and I identified with the character that it just kind of kept coming. And ended up as a one woman show, and I think it really suits the character because she's quite isolated and quite lonely in a lot of ways, so it felt like it was doing her the most justice to leave it as a solo show and give this woman a voice who would not normally have a voice.
One awesome, interesting thing. I've pulled this from the Chichester Fringe website. It says,
Hmm.
Good girl stops to talk to charity workers, cleans her food containers out before recycling, and always gives up her seat on the bus. She plays by all the rules until one day she snaps. I love the suspense. So
Yeah.
tell me, what is this all about? Can you give us a little hint? Don't reveal too much, because obviously
Yeah,
everything
I
is
mean, I'm not going to reveal the big reveal, um, but yeah. So she is a young woman. She's a personal assistant. She abides by all of life's rules, living this very moralistic life until something does go fatally wrong, and it kind of calls that whole persona into question. And she suddenly doesn't know how to identify if she's not that person that does everything right, and then questions sort of wider society and like what is the purpose of being a good person and doing these things.
My gosh, I'm so here for this.
But it's a comedy.
There's a bit of comedy. We love those tests and the morals. So that's what makes these things really interesting, I think. Olivia, amazing. How can people find out a little bit more about you? Where can people find you on social media?
So we've got an Instagram for the play called Good Girl the Play, at Good Girl the Play. So that's kind of where we'll be posting bits and bobs and behind the scenes and getting ready and publishing anything you need to know, I guess.
That's awesome. And you're on Thursday night at 9 o'clock, aren't you?
Yes, Thursday, 9 p.m. Be there or be square.
You
And
heard it here
then
first.
we're actually doing later on in the festival, we're performing again 2 live performances at the New Park Centre on the 9th and 10th of July. So
Amazing.
people via our Instagram can get tickets for that as well.
Excellent. So plenty of opportunities to see this then.
Yes, yeah,
Awesome.
hopefully up and down, watch it live, watch it in real life, do it all.
We love it. Thank you so much, Olivia.
You're welcome. It was lovely to meet you.
Likewise.